Jacinda Ardern, have you ever used cannabis?
Yes, I did.
Jacinda Ardern, how will you vote in the referendum on recreational cannabis?
Paddy, you know that I made a clear decision that I want the public of New Zealand to decide this, and I want this not to be about politics.
Yes or no, how are you voting in the referendum?
And I'll be giving my answer after the election, after New Zealand has decided. We will be offering programs to people who have a criminal past. It is very much focused on trying to address meth addiction and the crime that often results from meth addiction. This is a program that has run for a short period back in 2020, and it showed signs of success. And we either have to make a decision in New Zealand, we either want to fund programs that, yes, will have people involved in them who have a criminal history, but we are determined to address their methamphetamine addiction, or we exclude people with criminal histories from meth programs.
Police believe business is booming for gangs in New Zealand and that they're now making twice as much money from dealing methamphetamine as they were a year ago. Some warn dire consequences are on the way.
It was the scientists here testing our wastewater for drugs who rang the alarm bells last year.
It's been fairly steady for a long time, but then all of a sudden in sort of July and August there was a big spike in meth consumption.
From seemingly out of nowhere, Kiwis went from using 15 to 20 kilos of meth a week to between 30 and 40 kilos.
We were a little bit concerned at first that we might have made some mistakes, and so we went through, had a look at all of the lab processes and calculations and everything, and made sure that everything we did was fine, but everything checked out.
We've yet to see the flow on social harm that's going to come from this level of consumption, like family harm, violence, crime, drug driving. So the real bad outcomes from this level of consumption of drugs, I don't think we're yet to see, but we will slowly see it over the next few months.
And what is that meth trade worth?
Somewhere in the vicinity of 11 to 12, 13 million a week in cash. Most of it's cash at the gate, coming into them. The big chunk of that is actually in Auckland.
And as the meth trade grows, so too will the harm it's causing.
The government is under fire for the funding of a drug rehab program run by a firm called Hard to Reach, which is in turn run by some members of the mongrel mob. The Prime Minister signed off on the nearly $3 million going towards the scheme. For more, Jacinda Ardern is with us this morning.
We've funded an organisation that in 2020 ran a pilot program that had demonstrably good results. And it showed signs of success. It was funded based on evidence, Ryan, and that is why it is being supported. If it does not continue to produce results, then of course you change its funding in the future. It's a treatment program that, yes, has had people involved in gangs who are part of the treatment. They have methamphetamine addiction, and the program seeks to end that methamphetamine addiction.
We've seen a 96% increase in the use of methamphetamine. We have seen a deadly drug that absolutely devastates communities, that drives retail crime up, increases that increases violent crime, and it also adds to increased family violence. And so business is booming for the gangs right now. They're doing the best they've ever done before because they are selling record levels of methamphetamine in New Zealand. Life has never been better for the gangs. The price point of methamphetamine is the lowest it has been in New Zealand's history, and the purity of methamphetamine is the highest. We have a market that is absolutely flooded with cheap, high-quality methamphetamine, and those profiting from it, those doing well from it, are the gangs. Why is business booming for gangs right now in New Zealand? The intricate web of organised criminal activity that peddles misery in our communities and causes increased poverty, increased violence and increased retail crime within our communities. You can ask any police officer in any given city or area and ask them who their top 2 or 3 retail crime offenders are, and you can ask them what is driving that retail crime. Those large-scale operations where you see a trolley full of meat being stolen from Woolworths or Pack and Save, those are meth users who are stealing to order in order to feed their addiction. Methamphetamine is a significant driver of retail crime in our community. Gangs doing better than ever before in New Zealand. And in fact, during a cost of living crisis, when every other food group has gone through the roof, rates, insurance, everywhere where we see communities, rents are all increasing. The one big price drop we've seen in New Zealand is the cost of a price point of methamphetamine, the free-flowing ability of selling and profiting from illicit drugs. Those things are the cycle of crime. The cycle of crime is what, if we are serious as a country to get on top of crime, is to break that cycle. We want to look at where this continues to cause harm in our communities. We want to stop that from causing destruction and hurt in the next generation of New Zealanders. We're still seeing those small business owners being hurt in their business and under the influence of drugs and other influences that come through their businesses and being threatened with weapons in their place of work. Those areas are still a concern.
This is a program that has run for a short period back in 2020, and it showed signs of success. And it showed signs of success.